Okay, are y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm not going to read from the piece of paper, kind of, but I'll look at it every now and then. So, I appreciate you being here. You're going to learn a little bit about me that you probably already know, but maybe you don't. And I appreciate you helping me out. Without your help, I wouldn't get a very good grade this week, so you're critical in that. My assignment this week, and there'll be more to come, is to present to you a personal narrative about me. Hold your applause. Due to time constraints, I'm not going to give you a life history on myself. So I'm just going to focus on one area of my life, and it's really a topic that came out of a question that one or two of you have already asked me, and that is why, well, you didn't go this detail, but why at the age of 38, I'll be 38 this month, by the way, in just a few days, why at the age of 38, and Lisa's learning a lot more about me too, why at the age of 38, at a time when it really seems like I'm like the busiest that I've ever been, have I chosen to go back to school? And I'll take it a step further and say, why am I going to LeTourneau University? I'll be up front with you. I've tried other institutions, wasted a lot of money, and I've ended up here. And so hopefully at the end of this short presentation, which will only last about 5 more minutes, you'll be able to understand what my motive is for furthering my education. All right? First, it's given me an opportunity to achieve a very long-term goal that I've had for many years. Almost 20 years ago, I'm getting real close to my 20th high school reunion anniversary. Almost 20 years ago, I graduated high school. I started college. My parents were funding my education. That was awesome. And I did well. I got an associate's degree. Since that time, I've got a lot of licenses and a lot of certifications. I've got a lot of college hours, but I had never reached that mark of gaining my bachelor's degree. And a large part of that is because I just quit. And so furthering my education at this point, even though I'm 38 or fixing to be, is giving me an opportunity to finally mark that one off the list. And what I'm going to do with that, I have absolutely no idea. It just needs to get marked off the list. I've gone too far with it not to go ahead and finish. And so going back to school is giving me that opportunity, and going to LeTourneau, and I've talked to some of you about this, going to LeTourneau and the way that you get to customize your schedule, I guess, it makes it a doable process. So that's one. Second point, reason that I'm going back to school, and more especially LeTourneau, and y'all probably think that I've gone weird on you in the past few weeks, but it's given me an opportunity, my relationship with LeTourneau has given me the opportunity to kind of reestablish, focus, and hopefully stay focused on really what's important in life. And some of y'all know some of the other issues going on with me right now, and health-wise. And so it's given me an opportunity to kind of focus on, kind of reprioritize. Some of the things that we think matter really don't, really. And so, you know, LeTourneau is a Christian-based organization, so every week, whether you want to be or not, you really need to be in Scripture to kind of see how it relates to the business world. And as you know, I'm in the business management program, and so every week, I mean, there's plenty of opportunity to correlate what Scripture has to say with current things we see on TV in the business world. So it's interesting. And that, plus going to LeTourneau and just going back to school at age 38 is giving me an opportunity to hone my time management skills. And I'm still not quite there yet, as you can tell by looking at my desk. So, finally, the continuation of my education is providing me, this is where we get all inspiration. But I know you're already inspired. But it's given me an opportunity to grow, both personally and professionally. To summarize that, it's just given me a chance to get better. I got a long ways to go before I retire, a long ways. And so, we ought to be doing the best we can to be the very best that we can be. I stress it to my kids in their schoolwork and athletics, the way they treat other people. So continuing on with my education to give me the opportunity to basically practice what I preach. We ought to be doing everything that we can, the very best that we can, to be the very best that we can be. Everybody in this room, in some form or fashion, would consider yourself in the public safety field. Most people in the public safety field, you probably heard it, will say, well, that's a calling. We were called to do it. Everybody's heard that before. I certainly agree with that, but what does that mean? Better yet, if you're called to do something, what's expected of you? What are the expectations? And so, in the ninth inning of a ball game, if they look over to the dugout and they call up somebody to the plate because they really need somebody to get hit, they need somebody to get on base, or better yet, they need somebody to knock it out of the park. In a pinch, they call on somebody to come up to the plate to perform a task. What are the expectations of that gentleman that's sitting up there with the bat in his hands? They expect him to be at his very best. How does he go about being at his very best? He trains. And so that's what we all should do. We all ought to be looking for ways to be the very best that we can possibly be. So, in closing, and I know y'all been listening for that word, if there's areas in our workplace and in my workplace that need to be adjusted or improved upon, we really shouldn't try to correct it. We should just get after it and get it done, get it corrected. If there's areas in my personal life, in your personal life, professional life, even in situations in the workplace that need an overhaul, minor or major, we shouldn't be trying to do it. We ought to get active, get it done, get busy. And so if the areas in our life are truly our priorities, we shouldn't be trying to do anything. We should be getting it done. And the phrase to try to do something lends itself to the possibility to some degree of acceptable failure. And if it's a priority in your life, acceptable failure is unacceptable. So we shouldn't accept it. And so we should not try to do anything. We should just do it, to borrow a phrase from Nike, if you will. And so, in summary, a good short summary of why I find myself as a student at age 38 is because I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. I have no aspirations of moving anywhere. I have 10 years from now, when I'm finally finished with my degree, I don't anticipate making a dime more than I am now. I'm just doing it. So, that's it. Again, thank you for your participation, and don't think for 1 minute that you're not going to be called on next week to sit here and